I turned 44 in a week. By the way, I can't believe that. I've hit this stage in life where like I've got a little more money than time. And the money thing, it's not a flex. It's just where I'm at. And I'm not choosing between paying rent and buying video games anymore. I'm choosing between sleep and entertainment. So when Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy Tactics Evilist Chronicles, Gran Turismo 7 gets plastered with 9 out of 10s, and Game of the Year hype, I want to believe it. I really do. But in a few nights, reality hits. Tears of the Kingdom wants me to live in its world again. Final Fantasy Tactics Evilist Chronicles punishes every bad move with permadeath. Yes, that's right. There's permadeath in this game. And Gran Turismo 7 treats cartooning like a part-time job. And look, it's not about the $70. I'm 44. I can afford games. And what I can't afford is wasting a few hours I get to play. And that's where the trust breaks. Reviews don't fail because people lie. They fail because they're written for somebody else. Somebody with time. Somebody with energy. Somebody who doesn't have a kid to tuck in before hitting start. And wait, like, is time even a thing anymore? I don't even know anymore, Jesse.
Like, most games require an hour tutorial just to get started these days, to learn the controls, to learn the mechanics. And it seems like all these big games that are getting the high ratings are becoming more and more complicated and more realistic. Like, they're trying to one-up each other. And it's like we switched fun, press start going video games for life replacements. Or simulations.
Do you remember when like we were kids and we didn't even have to read the manuals on games?
Yeah, like we read the manual for fun.
Yeah.
To get the game lore to like learn who the characters are. Yep. And now we read it just to like, what is this control? What is this shortcut? What does this do?
That's it. The time crunch. Anyway, welcome to the Gamer Dad podcast, where we talk about all things Magic the Gathering and gaming. We strive to keep things fun, fit into our busy lives, because gaming's worth finding time for. I'm Gamer Dad Bob, RPG gamer, MTG nerd, and sub-format lover, and I just can't trust game reviews these days.
And I am Jesse Hoagie, a gamer since birth, a two-time girl dad, and a man who has trusted video game reviews as often as I've trusted a blue player with 2 open mana saying I don't have a counterspell.
So do you recall the last game review that you read, Jesse, and actually like cared about and it led you in the right place? Like, I knew I was going to play Expedition 33. Like, before any reviews came out, I was like, I know this game is for me, but as I was thinking about this, I'm drawing a blank.
Expedition 33 was my last one.
So you read the review after I hyped it?
Yep. Before that, holy shit. Man, I think it was Tears of the Kingdom, actually, ironically.
Yeah, as I'm crapping on the game.
But I don't, I mean, I don't really care a whole lot about them. Because most of the time I read them to, like, verify my views, verify how I feel. Got a bad review? Okay, so I'm right. Okay. So that's kind of what we're touching on tonight. But before we dive in, remember this podcast is powered by you, our listeners. And if you'd like to support what we do, head on over to Patreon. Most of what's there is free. It's where I post my blogs, essays, deeper thoughts around MTG, the podcast, and production work. If you want to chip in a few bucks, it helps everything, keeps everything running. The podcast, the gear, the time it takes to make this stuff right. It is completely optional, but it's the best place to keep up with everything happening behind the mic. So let's talk a little bit about reviews and what I view as the biggest and first and foremost problem here. And I'm calling this the incentive problem, right? And to me, the review system's broken. Modern review system's broken. It's not out of malice. It's just structure. And when we look at this, from what I can tell, from what I can glean, from what I researched, reviewers usually get access to games, early access, obviously, they have to review them, under conditions set by publishers, the game publishers, pre-release builds, specific embargoes, hardware that's not always disclosed. We don't know what they're playing on. So it's not so shady as so much controlled, right? And you look at Cyberpunk 2077. And Jesse, you started that game before I did. So you were in before patch Release
1.
Day.
You know?
Release day, yep.
Cyberpunk proved it. Reviewers only got the PC build where the console players waited until launch day chaos. And it was bad. It was so bad. So
for a console, it was bad. For PC, I had no issues.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Well, I remember specifically in a review that I read that like cars were clipping through the roads, if you remember, and they were like dropping underneath the map. Like that's
I remember seeing
crazy buggy. So like when a game like Cyberpunk racks up a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 before release, those numbers make sense inside that bubble. They don't match the version you or I download on day one. They just don't. So we're dealing with massive patches, overloaded servers, quest bugs. Even when these outlets mean well, like IGN and others, the race to first kind of kills perspective. IGN posting review in progress right now. Have you seen those? Absolutely blows my mind. Like, how are you scoring something before you even finished it? And how is that even fair to anyone? Like, the first time I saw review in progress was Scarlet Violet Pokemon. I feel like that one, and they were like, well, until they fix the frame rates, we're not going to give this a fair review. Why not?
Then you never did. At least not until it was released on Switch 2. Now the frame rates are fine. But it's like, but going back to Cyberpunk, like thinking the 9 out of 10s and stuff, I gotta think, because the videos I watch, watch a lot of video reviews.
Oh, that's hard to say.
And a lot of people get flown out to certain locations to play it. Like a lot of the people that played the Nintendo Switch 2 were actually flown to a Nintendo event to play it. And it's in a lot of, like you said, controlled environments. And the hardware is the top tier hardware with stuff that they already have day one patches on and stuff they already have game ready drivers on. Like talking PC specifically.
You're talking like beta drivers that are released ahead for the devs and everything.
Yep. And you'll see too a lot of like the in-game footage that you're seeing on stuff too says you're watching a PS5 review of Cyberpunk.
It's a PS Pro.
Well, the in-game footage will say in-game footage captured on PC.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of the early access crap is just like I see where a lot of like review in progress comes from is early access or games that are so massive that are like they're MMOs, they're like massive RPGs. They can't actually give you a full review of because they didn't finish the game. I don't think they should be able to put a review out until they finish the game. Like call the review early impressions or something. Like first 10-hour impressions or something. Not because like Mr. Matty Plays is a guy I watch and trust a lot. He does that exact thing, and so does Co-Carnage. They'll say early access or early impression review, and they'll come out and say, I played 8 hours of it. These are my impressions. When I finish the game, I will put a full review out. And sometimes, like Matty doesn't do it for 2 weeks because it takes him that long to finish it.
These are creators. These are us.
These are creators.
These are us, right? Yeah. That's kind of what we want to see, what we want to signal and everything. And when we talk about Game Informer or whoever else is out, like Kotaku, not Kotaku. I could go for a taco. That sounds good. Kotaku. What are the other ones? Is The Verge? Do they do game reviews?
Verge does game reviews. Yep. A Game Informer, GameSpot.
We're talking about those when we talk about all of that. And to me and you, the stuff that Co-Carnage talks about and Maddie, the stuff that matters the most to us is how's the game scale? How grindy is it? How do the sessions flow? None of that even shows up in these big reviews, Like I beat Ghost of Yotei in 55 hours and I flew through it, but it respected my time. Like I didn't have to grind, I didn't have to min-max, and to me that's worth a higher score. Because in that 55 hours I played that game, not once did I go, man, this is just so janky. Oh, I have to go back and I need to fetch stuff, or I'm under-leveled for this area, or anything like that. That kind of scaling is important to me. It respected my time.
It's funny that you mentioned Ghost of Yotei because I just literally last night got to chapter 2,
and
I put 30 hours into the first chapter, where you finished the whole thing in 55.
Well, did it feel like your 30 hours were grindy, a waste of time? Or,
not at all.
Or was the adventure part of it? It respected the hours you spent in the game.
I made a specific choice to do what I did. I went around and got every piece of armor that I could possibly get, and I get every sword variation or whatever they call them, like the different kits that I could get, and I purposely ignored the story. Just because I wanted to do all that, and I wanted to get all my armor the right color. I wanted to get everything like my fit.
Yep.
And then I did the story. But that was my choice.
Yep.
It wasn't like I didn't feel like I wasted my time because I didn't have to do that. It's not like armor in a way affects your gameplay because it has different perks and stuff.
Armor is way less important in this game than Ghost of Tsushima.
Right. So like now I feel like I could get a certain piece of armor and really ignore the perks. It doesn't really matter. Whereas I didn't have to do that. I could have just flung through the story. But a game recently that I feel like is wasting my time, and this is a weird one, is, believe it or not, Fallout 4. So that game came out 10 years ago. But
was it only 10 years ago?
10 years ago. But what was released is the anniversary update, where they bundled like they always do. They bundled everything, all the DLC, which I already had, and then it bundled a bunch of creation stuff from their creation club. And it is jank city.
Oh no.
It was broken. It's been broken for over a year because they did like the next gen update on it for like PS5 and stuff, and it's been broken and hasn't been fixed since. Now it's broken even more. And it's these creations that are absolutely a time waster because it's like, go here, view this tape, go here, kill this guy, get weapon. That's it.
Didn't you say that was the problem with 76 also to start?
When it first started, it was that too. And it's like, this game's been out for 10 years. And that over those 10 years, all the modders fixed it.
Yep.
And now it's broken again, and all the modders are fixing it again.
Bethesda.
It's like they don't respect your time at all. All they care about is getting the cash, getting the check-in. And they're owned by Microsoft. They don't need the cash. But it's like all they cared about is getting this out around the same time Fallout Season 2 comes out in a couple weeks, just to ride the hype on that.
So question on that, because I'm not paying attention there. Did IGN or anybody give that anniversary edition a review?
None of them gave it a review.
None of them gave it a review. So that's interesting. That's also telling, right? So certain remasters get reviews and certain ones don't. Did they not review this for a reason? Because it
wasn't a remaster. It was like an anniversary edition. It's like a re-release.
Yeah.
So I don't think they review those.
Because I was going like full conspiratorial here, right? The game is so bad that it would be damaging for IGN to review it. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So I am wrong. The Games Radar Plus gave it a review.
Okay.
Or they gave it a story of the Steam reviews.
Okay.
Which are mostly negative. Actually, probably overwhelmingly negative right now. It's all stories on how bad it is. It's not actual reviews.
Okay. So it was covered, but not in an official review sense.
Correct.
That's interesting. And we've seen plenty of hype launches fail. You know, we've seen them fall apart once players get their hands on them. Proof that review bubbles, right? They don't always match reality. I can think of countless overhyped games that have burned us. Is there anything that comes to mind for you, like specifically where you're like, I was all in on that review and oh my God.
Starfield. 100% Starfield. I was so hyped for that game, and the reviews were incredibly positive. And it's like, this is just a shell of a game that has no soul and no purpose. I didn't even finish it, and I didn't even play the DLC. Like, granted, I don't finish games often, but I probably put 30 hours into it. Didn't even get halfway through the story. Dropped it. The DLC came out, which I own because I bought like the deluxe edition, and I didn't even install it and play it.
Oh no!
And I don't plan to.
Oh no! Yeah, and the reviews led us astray.
Yeah, the reviews are great on it.
What I want from reviews is discourse and information. So you even touched on this. Your reviewers, I've played for 8 hours so far. This is my review so far. I want to see in all of these reviews, how long did you play the game? What build? What plot in the game did you skip? Did you go full story? Was it stable? Were there bugs? You know, we learned that with Cyberpunk. There were bugs. And reviews feel like so sanctioned now. Publishers decide when coverage drops, what can be shown, what's off limits. And it's not even journalism at this point. It's, you know, PR with adjectives.
So back on Starfield, IGN gave it a 7.
7 is very playable.
GameSpot gave it a 7. Games Radar gave it a 5 out of 5.
Oh.
Metacritic has it at 83.
Mm-hmm. Those are good reviews objectively. They're not great, they're not amazing, but those are good reviews objectively. So if I'm looking at that and I'm on the fence, right, for Starfield, if it's not below like a 50% rating or something like that, if I'm on the fence, I'm probably going to lean toward those reviews and get the game. I just am. Those are a net positive review. So, but like, where's the ProPublica of game reviews? Somebody who doesn't care about early codes, preview perks. Like right now, nobody wants to bite that hand that feeds them. And people are paying the price. They're paying the actual price for these games. And I mean,
the $80 price.
And look at the return window restrictions for games and stuff these days. It's virtually impossible. There's so much metadata attached to digital games now. If you buy it and you left it on accidentally while your kid was having a meltdown and the clock keeps ticking and you forgot to come back to it and you realize the game was dog shit, guess what? You're not getting a refund.
Can't replace it.
You're not getting a refund.
No, and like you're talking about like ProPublica and stuff. I've seen it with hardware reviews too, where if certain people, like Jay's 2 cents, for example, is a hardware guy I trust and watch. He, I think he still is on the blacklist for Nvidia because they gave him a bad review. So like these people get these games and they feel obligated to give them a good review to keep getting the stuff in the future to create more content.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're scared to actually speak their mind because they're going to get blacklisted and then their whole livelihood is gone. Because like if Jay is big enough now where he doesn't care, but if he was new and he suddenly got blacklisted for getting tech early, he can't make these early reviews and he can't be one of the first people to publish the review. Because like these people that publish reviews first get all the views and then they get all the money from the ad revenue from all the YouTube videos. And they're scared because they're not going to get them because they're going to get blacklisted. Oh, this person gave me a bad review. They gave us a bad review. We're not going to give them a review code.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like a true independent ProPublica, right? I keep going back to them because they're one of my favorite news outlets these days in the world that we're in. But like, do you think true independence could survive financially, like modern games and media?
Not unless it's someone who is financially independent already and doesn't need money. Like if they can just do a review and still get their money in their views without having to deal with getting review codes. So that's the issue is you get these people that get the review codes early. Now I guess you could buy like the deluxe edition and get
you get like 3 days.
3 days. Yeah. That's not enough to properly review a game. So honestly, I don't think they really can unless they're already independent and already financially stable without having to worry about that.
Would you donate money to, let's say an organization existed that did this? Would you donate some of your money to keep them going if they were giving unbiased reviews on games and stuff?
I would pay for a subscription, yeah.
I probably would too, in all seriousness. If they could prove that their content and stuff is unbiased, and that's really simple as well. Full disclosure, like we just talked about. This is the system I'm playing on. This is the hours. This is the quest lines that I skipped. This is the content that I did, blah, blah, blah. I'd pay a subscription to that. That would feel like a trustworthy source. Jesse, maybe we should spin up a side company. I mean, this feels untouched here. I don't know, man.
Well, I was just going to say, kind of related, like right now I went through all my Twitch subs and I only subbed to one person other than my Prime, which goes to you. And it's Guest Gaming. And I subbed to him because, he is really high up with Marvel, but everything he does is honest.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care if he gives a card a bad review and has never get to do it again. He does it because he straight out says, I want you to make an informed decision on what you're going to buy using your money or in-game currency. And I'm going to be honest with you. Whereas 95% of the people out there are just going to hype the card because Marvel paid them to do it.
Yep. Yeah, but it feels very dishonest these days with this stuff. And look, I'm not saying that every review is garbage. Like some of them get it right for about 5 minutes. They can tell you how a game looks, how it feels, swinging a sword. They can tell you how the soundtrack is. But what they almost never capture is what it's like to live with it. The grind, the patch cycles, the systems that either respect your time or waste it. What was a recent game? Path 2, right? Wasn't the skill tree absolutely absurd?
Path to Exile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely massive.
Like, does that feel like it respects your time?
It caters to a certain gamer that wants to do that.
Yep.
Whereas if someone wants to just go in and play it and try it out, you're not going to have a good time.
Right. So that's what I want to hit next is what reviews actually get right and when they completely miss.
Yeah, so that's the issue with these reviews is, again, they try to rush them out
Mm-hmm.
and get them out as soon as they can. It's not, no matter how much time you spend with it, you're not going to get an accurate review. You're just not. Because how many games these days are designed to beat in 10 to 20 hours? None of them.
None
of them. Like, how in the hell are you going to get a Ghost of Yotai review out if you hit the game for 3 days?
You're not sleeping.
You're not.
You're not sleeping.
You're not sleeping, no.
Or you are going full plot, skipping side content and other fun stuff that you are completely. You're not hitting all the bamboo strikes,
right?
Which were fun as hell. Like, have you gotten to the lightning rod one?
Yeah, I just got that today, actually, like a couple hours ago. Actually,
did that mess with you for a little bit?
I did it for like 3 times. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And then I look around. I'm like, why can't I pick up these weapons? I'm like, I picked them up, threw them, and then did it.
Exactly. And these reviewers, if they're rushing through things, probably don't have that fun aha moment. And that's a really nice touch in a game, like the lightning rod stuff. So, are reviewers missing that? I don't know.
I'm wondering how many of these, because you're talking giant companies that employ hundreds of people. I'm wondering if they have like a bunch of people play a chunk of the game.
Oh, geez, and then they just talk to each other.
Just talk to it and kind of mold the review,
Man,
like how else can you do it?
It's like a stable of sitcom writers,
Yeah.
Shows aren't written by one person anymore. They're written by like 6.
Just like music. Music isn't actually written by the artist. It's written by a team of 10 people.
Oh, it's crazy. But I'll give credit where credit's due. Some reviews serve a purpose. They confirm hype. We touched on that a little bit, or they just pop the bubble. Like Expedition 33 is a good side of that. I hyped it to everyone. Jesse can vouch for this. Everyone I knew and could talk to about this game, like Expedition 33 mentioned. Hi, I'm Bob. I've seen this game. I think it looks awesome. And then you looked at the reviews and everything, and they backed it up. And I was like, oh, thank God.
And not only the reviews, did you see the Golden Joystick Awards?
No.
It won every single award that it was in.
You're kidding.
It swept it.
Good.
Every single award.
Good. It deserved it. And that, my friends, is when the system works. And then look at Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I talked about that a little earlier. The frame rate disaster of that game was awful. And reviewers who called that out, good on you. You did your job. But others hesitated. They waited for patches instead of being honest. And that's when it starts to feel like pandering to me.
And the issue with that specific one is the patches didn't fix it.
Nope.
Like, nothing changed. And you can't really, like with Scarlet and Violet, you can't do a review in progress because it's just going to sit there and be waiting. And you're at the mercy of Nintendo or Game Freak actually putting out a patch for it.
Yep.
Whereas, like I said before, I didn't see any meaningful, because I kept trying it because my kids love Pokemon. I didn't see any actual meaningful change with that game until it went to Switch 2.
Yeah, I powered through it on the Switch. I mean, I just did bad frame rates and everything, and it just never got better. That, in fact, is probably the worst Pokemon game I've played, bar none.
You guess you haven't played the new one.
Oh, no, don't do this to me.
At least I haven't played it either, but I don't have any good reviews that I've seen about it.
Well, we'll have to see if Santa brings it this year, because my kiddo is going to like it, too.
Oh, that's right, because you haven't opened your Switch 2 yet, have you?
No. Good thing he doesn't listen to this podcast. He's only 5.5 years old, But yeah, I mean, my Switch 2 is sitting in a closet right now. We've got, a month and 4 days. So,
oh, man, yeah.
We're going to get there soon. But, you're right. I just powered through the bad frame rate. And if I were giving that game a review, it would have been bad. It would not have been, well, I guess I should pull some punches, guys. It's going to get better. I'm so hesitant. For me, the biggest issue is who sits in the reviewer's chair. Who? And I sound like an owl. This sounds so interesting, though. And I want to cover this because I think this is an untalked about topic here. Outlets give the game to genre specialists. What do I mean by that? These are safe, predictable people. Imagine pairing every expert with a casual voice. You'd get perspective and not just proficiency. So you get, I'm an RPG expert. I wrote this review. So now let's move into someone who's not in their comfort zone. Jesse Hoagie. Jesse, can you review Final Fantasy 16 for me? What's your
Not
take?
without playing it, obviously.
What's your take on that game from 2023? A casual who walks in and may or may not be interested in this game. What would the casual's take be? What would the casual's review be? You're getting an RPG purist reviewing that game. And to an extent that makes sense, but what if? What if?
So I would, like, if I looked at it, I would look at it from, does it explain the story and try to catch you up from someone who doesn't know the lore of Final Fantasy?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just go to basic, like, how the mechanics, how is the combat, how is the story, even though I don't understand it. So it wouldn't be the same review at all.
Right. And the story, I mean, to clarify things for you, the story in Final Fantasy is not a continuous timeline. Almost all the games are individual worlds and universes. So that's kind of helpful, right? It's self-contained.
That would be helpful, yeah. I would expect it not to be. I would expect it to be a very long story.
Yeah, that's right. Except this is the Final Fantasy, but we have 16 of them. I don't know. But like right now, the review crowd, everything leans hardcore. I am the best Guitar Hero player in the reviewers. I am the best RPG person. I am the best fighting game player. Could you imagine being a casual trying out a fighting game like the newest Tekken game? And you have to review this game from someone who's never picked up a Tekken game and you might be interested in fighting games. I mean, granted, those kinds of people are kind of unicorns at this point. If you're in the gaming industry, if you're writing reviews, you play games. But like, what if you don't go into your specialty? What if you're out of your specialty? What if me, Bob, is being asked to review first-person shooters? I'd give you a different review, I think.
Yeah, if you could even get through it because of your motion sickness. But it would, I think, at least from what I see of social media and stuff, if someone came from like a casual angle, they would probably get like made fun of in the comments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody would take them seriously because they're not an expert on it.
Yep.
Like all those reviews and videos are not geared toward the casual newcomer. They're geared toward people who already know it and want to know if they're going to spend their time in it.
Yep. And I know this sounds goofy, and maybe in the comments people are going to be like, you guys are out of your friggin' mind. Like, I don't want a casual reviewing a game. I can't trust that. But what if you're a casual and you need to trust that? There could be 2 reviews for every game. I know I'm asking you guys to do a lot, reviewers, but like there could be 2 reviews. And let's look at, I just talked about Final Fantasy, but let's look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and the disconnect there. I played this game. Jesse, you didn't. That's okay.
Nope.
But like that game showed a massive disconnect. Critics glazed it. I'm using the word that the kids use. I'm cool, right? It was like gospel. It was a masterpiece. Epic. Pure cinema, the Scorsese meme, all these buzzwords. And underneath that game, it was bloat city. It got the Ubisoft treatment. And somehow, fans were even praising the bloat. And I'm not going to lie, that's when I check out. Like, I'll treat reviews like weather reports at that point. They're going to tell me if the air is clear or stormy, not whether I should buy an umbrella.
Like, how in-depth were they? Like, the reviews? Like, these critics, again, are probably just glazing Ubisoft. And they're just...
Yeah, look at...
Their perspective can't be trusted.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That was another bloated game. That was an actual Ubisoft game. This was Final Fantasy Square Enix, but it got the Ubisoft treatment. Like, your point's still valid.
Yeah, like they're glazing it because they want to get a review copy. They probably didn't do an actual deep dive of it to expose the bloat. So, no, but at the same point, could they even have done that in the short time frame that they had to review it?
I was just going to say, I think I had to spend 80 hours in that game just to finish it. And by hour 50, I was like, what am I even doing with my life anymore?
Yeah.
And then I did 30 more because I had to just... I am very different from you. Jesse is wired differently. He will put a game down when he doesn't like it.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't beaten so many games. I still haven't beaten Fallout 4. And I've had it for 10 years.
It is insanely rare for me to put a game down that I don't like. The last one I can think of that I did with that is Forspoken, which I hyped the hell out of. I was so wrong about. The critics killed it too. So
luckily that the critics got that right.
Yeah. But like I don't put games down. So I wasn't going to let Final Fantasy VII Rebirth get to me. I powered through those 30 hours. And I'll tell you, at that point, man, I am skipping dialogue like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, this is get me to, can I continue the story, please? It was rough.
But you knew the story already, right?
Well, here's the thing. No, because they completely rebuilt the story for these games. They kind of decided that the original PlayStation game was not canonized enough. So they kind of rewrote the canon, and it tied into all of the other sub games like Dirge of Cerberus and other things that had side stories, and they kind of roped them into everything. But oh, by the way, if you didn't play any of those side games, it got the Kingdom Hearts treatment here, right? If you didn't play any of those games, you had no idea what the hell was going on. You're like, who is this guy? Why is he important? Why is he in my Final Fantasy VII game? He was not in the PlayStation 1 game. Like, the entire first Final Fantasy VII remake game, takes place as you're in Midgar, the main city at the beginning of the game, and leaving it. Total gameplay time, if you are a veteran, is about 5 hours in Midgar. Like, if you've played RPGs and it's the first time you're playing it, you're in Midgar for 5 hours. They turned that 5 hours into the first disc.
Jesus.
They turned that into 50, 60 hours of gameplay for remake. And people were like,
and they probably
this
thought
is
too,
great.
They want more content. Let's give them more content.
Yep. And the reviewers ate it up. They thought it was the best thing ever. And to me, again, as we've said, that is not respectful of my time. I've played the first game. Have some respect. So, I mean, that's when I start to check out, you know, is there value in deep dive critic perspectives?
It's so hard because by the time you have the actual experience to do a deep dive, you're talking weeks or months after the game's been released, and nobody cares anymore.
Yep.
Because the cycle is just like Magic releases. Something comes out, and then a couple weeks later, something else is out.
Yep.
So nobody cares anymore to do a deep dive because that time has passed. Our attention spans are so short that it's like, what's next? Okay, I played it for the weekend. What's next?
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of a tipping point or value prop on reviews, like on hours spent playing these games and then cranking a review out. Because you can't get a deep dive in.
A lot of times when I look at reviews like on Steam, I'll look at time played because Steam actually tells you the time played.
Yeah.
So that's where I review, like, and put actual stock in someone's reviews what their time played is.
Now, are those professional reviews or user reviews?
They're not. They're user reviews.
Yeah. See, we're getting to
a
point
here. I love seeing user reviews that says 4,000 hours. Don't waste your time. It's a terrible game.
Yeah.
It's like, you have 4,000 hours in it. Clearly, it's not true.
Yeah. You know, where reviews could evolve is post-launch. You know, quality of life patches change everything. But, you know, very few of the outlets revisit things. Cyberpunk 2077, we're touching on that again, right? 1.5, that patch, that saved the game for me. That was when Jesse said, yeah, it's super stable now. Bob, you're probably safe to try it. And that's when I actually entered the Cyberpunk universe. I didn't get through the other patches. Like, right.
A lot of people did.
And I have no regrets. Like, we got the right information there. And if I were reviewing, my checklist, God, I cannot talk tonight, is simple. Playtime, optional content, difficulty, patch version, stable, and above all, I've said it, respect for the player's time. Because honestly, at this stage of life, that's the only currency that matters. Respect for my time.
I would add what platform it's meant to be played on. Because a lot of these games are ported to other platforms just to get it there. And usually the port is terrible. And I would like to know what the roadmap looks like for content down the road. Like, is there DLC planned?
What?
You know,
Ghost of Yote.
that type of thing. Yep.
We're getting a new game plus, but we didn't know this a month ago.
Nope. What, Expedition 33?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of new content coming out soon, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Whereas, like, Starfield released the DLC, the one they did, and then I have no idea what's coming now. Are they going to fix anything? I have no idea.
It's almost like these studios, sometimes when they succeed, they're like, oh, we have money. We should probably give the fans something else, what they want. And that's like, now we have a roadmap, Jesse. We didn't actually have one a month ago, but, you know.
And let's talk about DLC real quick. Like, how many of these games? I can't think of the names of the games now, but a bunch of them were previewed. Like the game's not even out yet. They previewed the game and then they previewed the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Just release the damn DLC with the game.
Yep.
Like you clearly made it already.
Yeah, we're getting
It's like Stranger Things releasing 4 episodes next week, 3 episodes on Christmas, and then the final episode on New Year's Day. Just release it all at once.
we're getting. I know you're not into the Dynasty Warriors games, but Dynasty Warriors Origins was actually decent last year. Last January, we're getting DLC January 2026. Like a full year. Maybe it was this Jan. No, maybe no. It was. It's still nonetheless. We're getting DLC a year later. So once you know what kind of player you are, you can kind of filter reviews through that lens instead of fighting them. So I want to talk about next is building your own taste map, right? And how to figure out what actually fits for you.
Now, I mean, and that really changes how you're going to read the reviews too.
Mm-hmm.
Because what your tastes are, if you're reviewing or watching a review in a game that you already know isn't your taste, you're not going to like the review.
Nope.
Or if like me, if I read or watch a review, anything CDPR does, I'm automatically going to like it because I like the studio. Or like that Blood of Dawnwalker game that's coming out soon.
The CDPR Studio spin-off game.
Yep, I'm obsessed with vampires, so I'm going to love it.
Well,
just because I like vampires.
Do you remember when we were watching that and we were like, God, this looks like a CDPR game. What's going on? And then you looked it up and you're like, so this is a spin-off group of people from...
It's literally the same people, and the music is the same.
Yeah.
I was watching side-by-side comparisons of how the lead character looks to Geralt. They look almost exactly the same. It's pretty crazy. You can definitely tell it's the same studio.
So we're gonna take a quick break for our game trivia of the evening. So in our game podcast, we do video game trivia. Mine is review adjacent. So I tried to kind of theme it in there. I'm giving you
mine is also themed on reviews.
Awesome. I'm giving you. Oh God, please tell me we didn't ask the same question again. I'm giving you multiple choice because I think that's only fair. When I thought of this question, I got it wrong off the top of my head. I was off. Do you want me to read first, or do you want to read first?
Yeah, you can read first because last time we both had the same question. I read first.
Okay. In what year was the first issue of Nintendo Power published?
Ooh.
A. 1987. B. 1988. C. 1989. D. 1990. 87 through 90 are your choices. So think about that as we go through. In what year was the first issue of Nintendo Power published? And I can say I had the first issue. And then I sold it to a video game shop, and that was the end of that. They're worth a decent amount of money if they're in good condition right now.
Not as much as Superman #1.
I saw that today.
You saw that? Yeah. $9.4 million.
I just found in an attic in pristine condition.
My mom put it in the attic, and it was been there since 1939.
Yeah.
So my question, it's not multiple choice. What is the highest rated PS5 game on Metacritic as of today, and what is the rating?
I'm just going to Google it while we're doing things.
Don't Google it.
PS5 game.
PS5 game. No, I will tell you it's not PS5 exclusive, but I did PS5 ratings.
Okay. I'm never going to get this. Because I guarantee you it's like a shooter or something that I don't play.
I will tell you that you are wrong.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And my first guess for yours was 1986, so I clearly was off. That's not even on there.
That's why you get multiple choice for this. I was trying to keep it fair. I mean, so that means our first guess was both wrong on the Nintendo Power as well. So let's talk a little bit about our tastes and how we should be dialing in these reviews, because everybody's going to say, yeah, take a review with a grain of salt. But let's talk a little bit about a process that you guys can come up with as you come up with your own review sort of thing. So my process is straightforward. Do I trust the brand, the publishing company, CDPR, Square Enix, Ubisoft?
Standfall Interactive?
Yeah. Ubisoft has kind of fallen off for me. Secondly, is the game a sequel? Have I played the first game? Is it a studio or series that I trust, right? They are going to get first crack. Then, is it a genre that I like? RPG, fighting game, sports game, racing game, tactical RPG, stuff like that. And then the story hooks, right? You can get that from previews, from PlayStation events, Nintendo Directs, stuff like that. You can get the story hooks by watching those previews. And then reviews. That's like number 4 on my list. So I'll kind of combine all of those things that I know, and then I'll get things. And my red flags, for me personally, now remember, you, the listeners, are curating your own list. So Bob's red flags are, if I see the word sandbox in the review, if I see the word Soulslike in the review, anything bragging about graphics, nothing but the graphics. The graphics are amazing. Open world is a yellow flag. Not a red flag for me, not a full stop, but open world, I have a little bit of a pause because I need to see what that means. And the important thing is everyone's list is different, and you need to go into things with that in mind. That's the point. What about you, Jesse? What are your red flags?
So mine are almost identical to yours. I personally look at the studio first.
Mm-hmm.
Only because so many studios have burned me in the past, even with genres that I love, like Fallout. Next is I don't say the brand, but the world, like The Witcher, Fallout, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a sequel or not, that doesn't really matter to me too much, because like The Witcher 3 is a good example of, it's the third installment in the Witcher series, but it's by far the best.
And it doesn't really even play like the first two, so...
No, it doesn't. Like, if I don't know if you've ever played the first one.
I played the
but
second.
It is, and the first is even worse than the second. Like,
the second was bad. I stopped playing that.
I played the first one, and then I played the second. I played the first one when the second one came out, and then I played the second one again, and then I played the third. For me, open world is also a yellow flag because it really depends on the type of open world.
Mm-hmm.
These checkpoints or these whatever have changed as I got older.
Yeah.
Like before, an MMO would not be a hard stop for me. Now it's a hard stop.
Yep.
Because I don't have time. Microtransactions is orange if you want to get there. Because I say that when the main game I play now is Marvel Snap, which has microtransactions. But I played it so much to the point where I don't have to spend money.
The in-game economy for you fixes the microtransactions, and that's why it's not a full-on red flag for you.
But the amount of money I spent to get here is a red flag. But microtransactions almost 99% of the time is going to be a red flag for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with a battle pass is a red flag, and I say that when Marvel Snap has a battle pass, or what they call
Season pass.
Season pass. There you go.
Well, that's a weird one, right? Because it entitles you to free DLC, but not like for the life of the game, only like for a year. Right. It's shady. I agree.
Right.
And I've bought so many of those.
And games, to me, it kind of goes along the MMO route, is something that doesn't have an actual end to it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time is going to be a red flag, unless I specifically am playing it like Marvel Snap, where I know it's not going to. Like Ghost of Yotai is a great example. There is an end.
Yep.
Except for DLC. There's no microtransactions at all. I think you got special armor if you bought. So that's another red flag is Deluxe Edition, which is almost every game out there.
I'm tired of those, man.
But the games that give you an advantage if you spend more money up front.
Mm-hmm.
I hate those.
I've done that way too much, admittedly.
Whereas Ghost of Yotai, if I remember correctly, it was just cosmetic. It wasn't actual.
The snake armor, it does stuff, but it's so worth it. It's not an archetype that you would even build.
No. So very similar to yours, and those red and green flags have 100% changed as I got older.
Yeah. So switching over to green flags, right? My green flags: tight pacing, immersive narrative, relatable characters. I care more about the story and respect for my time than technical flexing. And honestly, a friend who knows your taste beats any algorithm. Jesse's a really good example here. He knew Starfield wasn't my jam even before I asked. He's like, Bob, don't even bother, bud. He was just like, don't think about it. Don't look at it. Don't even bother, because he knew that was not my thing.
And that came from knowing A, first-person shooters aren't your deal, and B, it's a sandbox game.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Tears of the Kingdom, I told you not to. Well, I think I maybe tried to get you to buy it, only because I think it's
I bought Breath of the Wild.
right, and I remember you hated it because it was sandbox.
Yep.
But you can kind of play those games like a sandbox, but you can play them like not a sandbox if you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot harder to do it that way because they don't really give you like a direction to go.
That's something I need. I need rails.
Right. Yeah, it's very off rails. But like with you, same thing with you, like Expedition 33 would not be the type of game I usually would play. Because I'm not a turn-based type guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the best games I've ever played.
They just nailed every single piece of that game to appeal to a broad audience, someone who wouldn't play a turn-based game.
Now imagine if Final Fantasy was like that.
They need to do something. Square Enix needs to do. I honestly, Sandfall put them on notice with this game.
I hope so. I mean, hopefully the rewards or the reward shows are showing that too.
When are the actual Game Awards?
So the actual Game Awards have been announced. I think it's next month. For some reason, December 15th is in my head. But Expedition 33 was nominated for historically as the most amount of nominations in history.
Very.
And it got more than any game, and it got the most out of any game in history.
Very return, and yet it got snubbed on some other rewards for like sound mixing and other like.
Yep.
What?
Really? Like the sound was amazing in that game.
You're not kidding. You're not
like
kidding.
It's good to the point where I might buy it again for PC just to play it on PC.
I was tempted as well for what it's worth
because it's Black Friday and Steam has sales. So if it's on sale, I probably will buy it.
Oh man, I'm gonna pop Steam. No, I need to go to bed after this. So
I'm looking right now.
If I wrote a Gamer Dad taste card, Gamer Dad, us old folks, for me in particular, Jesse can, add or subtract for his taste card. I need a game that respects my time, is playable on easy, has a story worth finishing, and is fun without grinding, and is stable day one.
Expedition 33 is 20% off, by the way.
I've canceled pre-orders mid-hype once I realized the game wasn't for me. Like, I forgot that a game was Soulslike, and I pre-ordered it, and then I kept seeing previews and everything, and I was like, this game really looks like a Souls game. And I started Googling it and Reddit feeds and everything, and they're like, Souls-like game, Souls-like. I'm like, shit, I gotta cancel this pre-order. I mean, I have goofed because things look good, but I wasn't paying attention to my red flags. And you learn fast when time matters. Like, let's take an example from the end of September for me. Final Fantasy Tactics Evilist Chronicles. I had a whole plan. I was like, I'm going to stream this. It's going to be on my Tuesday night retro RPG turn-based Tuesdays. And I played one stream of that game. And the game looks so good on paper. It was like, this is the remake. It makes the game friendly. And guess what? It still wasn't for me. I missed the game back in the 90s when it came out. The remake didn't change things enough. I didn't have institutional knowledge that everybody coming back to the game had. You can do a lot of busted min-maxing, I guess. And I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. I was playing it from a complete blank slate, no knowledge or anything. And that's okay. Once you know your taste, you stop chasing metascores and you start chasing experiences that matter, stories that move you. Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima. Mm-hmm. I mean, who struggled to keep it together at the end of Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, I mean, Waterworks.
Expedition 33. Who struggled?
My god!
10
minutes into Expedition 33, I was tearing up.
I warned poor Jesse on that one. I was like, "This is the best game I ever played," but be warned.
So, like for me, the most recent, I didn't actually pre-order it because I don't really pre-order games anymore. Was the new Pokemon? Because it was Pokemon Legends, and looking back at Legends of Curious, however you say it,
it
was a great game.
It was fantastic.
And I'm like, okay, it's open world just like the other Pokemon Legends. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And I'm like, okay, I don't pre-order games anymore, so I'm going to wait. And then the reviews started coming out. I'm like, oh god, it's literally just like Scarlet and Violet. Oh god, except it takes place just in a tiny city instead of a giant world.
Except I think they made the city bigger for the purposes of the game. You know what I mean?
It's got more verticality to it, I think. But it's like, oh god, this is just like Scarlet and Violet, so I'm not going to buy it. Another one I almost pre-ordered because I don't think you played them, was The Outer Worlds.
Nope.
This is a first-person shooter. It's from the same studio that made Fallout New Vegas, Obsidian. Now, I like The Outer Worlds, but it was kind of janky. And I'm like, okay, The Outer Worlds should be a lot better. It's, a continuation of it. They improved stuff. Well, they have improved stuff. It's not enough where I'm going to spend $70 on the game. So that, I was going to pre-order it, and then I saw the price. I'm like, oh god, no, I'm not doing it. So that's another one of those. I'm going to wait until it's on sale, and then I'll buy it.
Jesse inadvertently transitioned us to the next topic, which is perfect. So speaking of experiences that matter, let's talk about buying smart. And I'm not talking about like cheap smart. I'm talking about smart. I'm talking about practice, money and time. Two things that reviewers never account for. Do you ever see the cost of a game mentioned in an IGN review?
Not a single time. And they never will, because they get paid to review it and not mention the price.
That's right. So I still pre-order games, but only when they pass the vibe check. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that Jesse and I just talked about. Are green flags? Are there a ton of red flags? Trusted publishers. Good track record. Ubisoft used to be automatic for me. Now it's a question mark. Like Valhalla, bloat. I just like Final Fantasy Rebirth, I was skipping dialogue so much toward the end of the game because I'm like, does this game end? Assassin's Creed Shadows, Mirage, all misses for me. Like the last good Assassin's Creed game that I played was Odyssey, the Greek one. Publishers earn and lose trust one launch at a time.
For me, I mean, you could probably already hint that I've hinted at it. It's Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was automatic with Bethesda. Like, Fallout 3 came out in 2008. Absolutely loved it. Fallout New Vegas in 2010. Absolutely loved it. Skyrim in 2011. Absolutely loved it. Then Fallout 4 in 2015, and it's like, okay, it's okay, but they're leaning too much into the action and not into the story.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas specifically, the action and stuff isn't really that good, but the story more than makes up for it. And then Fallout 4 comes out, and it's like, okay, the action's great, the graphics are great, but the RPG elements are missing. Like the dialogue is yes or no answers. It's not really in depth,
and it doesn't have like the same impact like Witcher does, right?
No.
You choose the wrong dialogue. We talked about this in a review, right? And it has ramifications.
Matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter at all in Fallout 4. And then, I mentioned Skyrim came out in 2011. 2018, they say Elder Scrolls 6. To begin working on Elder Scrolls 6. What fucking year is it right now,
Yeah,
Bob?
I know, man. It's 2025. 2026 is around the corner.
Not out yet.
Yeah.
And it has been 2011 is when Elder Scrolls 5 came out. So, and in between that, there was Fallout 76. So it's like, okay, Fallout 4, you'd think the next one would be Fallout 5.
Mm-hmm.
But they went to Fallout 76 and it went completely in a completely different direction in a live service game.
Yep.
That's another one of my red flags.
I was just going to say, that's turning into a red flag for me too, Jesse. That's a scary, scary slope that game companies are really starting to get knee deep into at this point. They're no longer dipping their toes in. I don't like it.
And then Bethesda comes out with Starfield, and it's a complete mess. It's like Fallout 4 got bad, and then Starfield got even worse. So it's the point now. It's like, I don't know if I even want to play Elder Scrolls 6 when it comes out when I'm 50. Like, it's going to be another 8 years by how long they're going. Like, do I even want to attempt to try that? Because it's going to be terrible.
Who do you still trust in the gaming space? Who's a publisher that today you would just buy a game without reviews, sight unseen, or anything? I think I know the answer because I think mine is the same. Yeah.
Not even a question. Even, God, what was Thronebreaker? Is that the one that was
game,
the Gwent?
sort of? Yeah.
Yeah, like there was Gwent and then there was Thronebreaker that was kind of Gwent with an RPG element. Even that, I tried that. It wasn't bad. But
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. But even with how bad Cyberpunk launched, it was still, the story was still there. Like, yes, the game was jank. Yes, there was graphical issues. But the story was absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could tell they cared absolutely immensely about that game and that story.
Yep.
And that is 100% going to carry on to everything else that they do. There's no question in my mind
It
that
should.
The Witcher 4 is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Cyberpunk 2 is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I will 100%, as soon as you can, I will pre-order those games.
Yep. Those are games that's a studio that's built trust over years.
Yes.
And they haven't
honestly,
broken that trust yet. Maybe
as of
the next
now,
game they do, but
Sandfall Interactive is probably going to be on that list too.
Yeah, their next game I'm probably buying sight unseen. Unless it's a first-person shooter, then I'm screwed, Like, maybe it hits
Expedition 33 battle, what do they call them? Not Battlegrounds or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to be like Fortnite, but Battle Royale, there you go.
I mean,
that's another one of my red flags, Battle Royale.
Sometimes I have skipped games and Jesse's like, Bob, you missed this one. You definitely missed this one. And
like which one?
What just had the sequel? Why can't I think of the game? It came out last year. It was action RPG, Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh yeah. So about that game, it was very janky. I'll just say it's very janky.
But I think it's something I probably would have enjoyed. Jank or
you
not.
would 100% would have enjoyed it. And Hades.
I liked Hades. I haven't played the new one.
Yeah, Hades 2 you would absolutely love.
Yeah. And because
it takes Hades 1 and improves it on every single part.
That'll be on my short list after Santa
It's a $30 game.
After Santa comes, I'll be getting it for the Switch. I feel like the Switch is the best way to play Hades. I don't know why. Like, I did not enjoy.
I haven't tried it on PC.
I didn't enjoy playing it on PC in particular or PlayStation. I have Hades in like 3 places, by the way.
I mean, it's a cheap game.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, to me, the rule's simple: buy what you like, but buy it for you, not because marketing told you to. Pre-order bonuses. Here it is. Total scam. I agree with you, Jesse. And yet sometimes I grab them just to support the studios I like.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is I'm honest about it.
Not that CDPR needs our support.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% going to support them.
Yeah. I'm going to do a pre-order bonus on a game to support a studio. Like Sucker Punch, for example, now. Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei. Yeah, I'm probably going to pre-order and do the bonus and the Ultimate Edition and other stuff.
What about the Ghost of Yotei multiplayer when it comes out?
I don't like those. I didn't like the other one either.
Yeah, I probably won't do it either.
If it involves interacting with other humans these days at almost 44 years old, it's just not. It ain't it for me. AAA games, by the way, don't mean too much anymore. We've seen this. Sandfall Interactive is definitely an example. Like that badge, that AAA badge, doesn't carry that much weight anymore. Delivery of a game does.
When was the last time a AAA company actually released a unique, original game and not a spinoff or a sequel?
I'm sure we could find one, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like, look at Concord.
Oh my God! Oh, there you go.
Like, how did Concord do, guys?
It was dead within a week.
AAA studio, unique game, live service.
There's who made BioShock?
Is that BioWare?
BioWare. There was one by BioWare game that I actually played it for a bit. God, what was it called?
Was it BioWare?
It was by Anthem. Anthem was a new original game, and it actually had a really cool premise on it. You were kind of like an Iron Man type thing, and you would fly around in these suits and do battle in these suits. But it did not come across very well at all, and it died. It's been shut down. I did play it when it first was released. I did try it, but all these games that are original stories are just dying.
Well,
they're just not. They're not hitting.
Let's talk about Concord for a second, even though this isn't in the script. But that looked like it had a story. In the it looked like it was like a spin-off kind of janky Guardians of the Galaxy, and it had a story and it was fun and everything. And then it's like Battle Royale, and I was like, nope, we're done. Nope, we're done here. And I guarantee you that's what hurt it. They marketed it completely wrong.
Yep.
So
and it died, I think, within 2 weeks.
I think it was 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks after its launch. It died. That's funny.
I can see the reflection.
And all sold copies being refunded.
I can see the reflection of Jesse pulling the article up in his glasses here.
That's hilarious.
What makes a game worth it? Again, I've said this a billion times. Respects my time. Ghost of Yotei did that. 55 hours, tight scaling, strong story. Perfect sequel formula. I waited on Cyberpunk 2077. How many hours do you think I have in that, Jesse?
I mean, it says in the script, but how many, Bob?
300 hours plus. Worth every minute, right? My buying tiers are easy. Instant buy, I know it'll hit. Wait for patch, let the community shake it out. Wait for sale, curious titles outside my lane, right? So if there's something that I'm kind of leaning toward getting, I'm going to wait for a heavy sale. And I still keep up. I buy what I know I like. I stretch now and then, and I miss maybe still about a third of the time. Final Fantasy Evil's Chronicles, I'm looking at you. And that's fine. I think at 44, like batting 600 is pretty good, you know? I don't need to play everything anymore. I just need to play something that sticks.
Now, one of the positives about like PlayStation Plus and all those other things is you can actually try these games without buying them.
Yeah, but you're streaming them, aren't you?
But I mean, you're still paying for them, I guess. And to hit on your Cyberpunk thing, that is one of the I can't think of another game other than Breath of the Wild where I could turn that game on and just walk around in the game and not do anything and be like, I love being in this.
I've done that in Cyberpunk. I've just walked around and watched people,
or just drove around and just like act like there's times where I actually drive and try to pretend like I'm actually driving and try to obey the rules and not like trying to gun it. I actually drive and go in the traffic and stuff just because the world is so good.
Yep.
It is so good.
Every detail.
Now, for me, like I'm trying to think of games that I have bought because so many of the games I get on like a Game Pass nowadays.
Yeah.
I cannot think of the last game I regret buying. Fallout 4.
Starfield?
There you go. It was Starfield. Yeah.
Man,
but Fallout 4
we are dragging Starfield tonight, let me tell you.
Fallout 4 was the creator stuff that I bought. That was $20 for all the creator stuff, so it's not really a game. Avowed, I haven't mentioned Avowed. A lot of people absolutely despised Avowed because it was like...
Wasn't it short?
It wasn't. It was 30 hours. It was written by Obsidian, but it was very tongue-in-cheek and very like PC, very woke type stuff. Like the rest of I don't know if you ever watched or were big into Buffy. How they kind of their whole thing was like it kind of defined that era of how people acted and they talked and stuff like that.
Sure.
They kind of tried to do that and try to be hip and cool, and it didn't come across very well for people. I personally ignored that, and I loved the gameplay and I loved the story. But 100% Starfield was the last time I regret actually buying something. Everything else, that I've bought has been like Ghost of Yotei was a sequel. God, before that, I don't think of the other games I bought because they were all Battle Pass stuff. Hades was a sequel. I did buy that.
Yep. So would you say that the Battle Pass or the Game Pass or whatever you have, would you say that you're getting your money's worth out of that though, right? So you're paying for that no matter what, which means you're skipping games that you probably don't want. And it's not really costing you to buy games that there might be misses on, but what's the ROI on that? I'm thinking of a way to spin it because your point is really good here in the sense that I don't spend money on games. I mean, you do, but like,
I do.
What's your ROI look like?
It's funny because if you take out my kids, the ROI is not worth it. Because honestly, the games in the Battle Pass I end up buying and actually continuing to play throughout, like, say, a year is 1. My kids, on the other hand, is like 10. Because they see a game, like, I literally will show them what is on there and say, anything on here you guys want to try. And they'll buy it. They'll try it for like 20 hours. Like Stray, the game Stray.
Oh, yeah.
Was on there for a while, and then I ended up buying it because I wanted it because it left. Both Spider-Man games, 100% were on there, and guess who beat it before I did? My kids.
Wow.
Cordelia beat it, both of them before I did. So kids, they're the reason why the ROI is there for me anyway. I'm trying to think like on the Switch. Because I said PC, Steam and stuff. On the Switch, again, it's the kids. Like everything I bought is mostly because of them, except for Hades. Animal Crossing was me to begin with, and now my daughter Cordelia puts at least an hour into Animal Crossing every day.
Okay.
Making her own custom designs and stuff like that. But that's not a Battle Pass. But for Battle Pass wide, it's without my kids, it wouldn't be worth it, but it's definitely worth that.
So that's kind of something to keep in mind, right? So what Jesse is saying makes sense. But then when you boil it down to, if I was only paying for Battle Pass just to have, well, I'd only buy one game a year off of it. And that may not be a good batting average because
Yeah, like last year, I'm trying to think. In the last year, I've played 2 games on Battle Pass: WWE 24 and NHL 25.
yep,
That's it. Everything else has been my kids.
there you have
Like
it.
I've claimed them. Like you can claim them in PlayStation and put them in your library.
Yeah,
I claim almost every one just to have it.
yep.
But actual ones I've installed and played myself are just those 2.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the trivia. Jesse, in what year was the first issue of Nintendo Power published? A, 1987, B, 1988, C, 1989, D, 1990.
88.
That is correct.
Nice.
My first instinct when I was creating the question, and I had to look up the answer, was 89. The first issue was the Super Mario 2 issue with the claymation on the front. Mario's on the mushroom grabbing the star, right?
Yep.
That came out in August 1988.
See, I knew it was Mario 2, and I was thinking, I'm like, I think it was 88 when Mario 2 came out.
I thought it was 89. That's where I goofed up.
Mario 3 was 89, right? Or was that 90?
Nah,
I don't remember.
Yes, one of those years you named is... All right, PlayStation 5 top Metacritic score today.
Yep.
Am I going to get him? Okay.
I'll give you a hint. It is tied between 2 games,
and
they are not PlayStation 5 exclusives.
Am I just going to get in my own head on this, or should I just say like what I feel like the obvious is? Is it
one of them is incredibly obvious, and the other is something you 100% would never play?
I feel like the first one's Expedition 33. No, incredibly obvious.
Think before Expedition 33.
Fantasy Rebirth.
No, we streamed it together, Bob.
Jesus Christ, Bob. Really, that's still scored really high. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3. And the other is something you would never play because it's Soulslike.
It's got to be Elden Ring then, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And can you guess what the Metacritic scores were?
98.
Close. 96.
96.
Is the highest rated one is 96. There's nothing higher than 96.
Interesting. That's a really good score. Baldur's Gate deserves it. I've never played Elden Ring because Soulslike obviously is one of my red flags. But everybody I've talked to loved Elden Ring.
Same here. Same here. I did play it for a bit. It is very high fantasy type stuff, but I cannot play games where I get hit once and I die. It does not do it for me.
Man, we got traumatized by that when we were kids playing Mario. That was, I mean...
Yeah. Or like the Ninja Turtles, the stage where you're in the water and you have like the tentacles in the water, and if you touch them, you die.
That first Ninja Turtles game was horrible and punishing.
Or go back all the way back to, you probably don't remember, but E.T. on Atari.
Mm-hmm.
It was an absolute terrible game to the point where they buried a whole bunch of them in the
that's
landfill.
the one that they put in the landfills.
Yep.
All right, so let's bring this home. At the end of the day, it's not about reviews. It's about what you want out of a game. Not expectations. What's the reality of what you want out of a game? For me, my gut still wins. I'm batting around, like I said, 600, 700, and that's fine. I know what I like. I know what I don't. And I don't let FOMO make my choices for me. Case in point, I have two Switch 2s sitting in a closet right now, waiting for Santa to bring them.
I cannot believe you've done that, honestly. That's very impressive.
And like when I was a kid, Nintendo Power was canon. They had game reviews in there. I remember distinctly that. And it balanced hype with gameplay and imagination. And now things like that are clicks and revenue.
But think too, those Nintendo Power games or reviews, how much after the game released would you get it? It wouldn't be instant. It'd be like the month after.
It would be sometimes it was the month before.
Okay.
And other times it was the month after. Like I remember distinctly getting the Final Fantasy 1 strategy guide Nintendo Power before the game was on sale. Like I specifically remember I got that game for Christmas and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen a strategy guide for this. And I'm like digging through the Nintendo Powers in my closet and I'm like, aha! And I was able to follow that. But it was a different time, right? Their revenue generation was on subscriptions, not clicks, not ad revenue. And don't get me wrong, there are still good writers for these things, but it's really hard not to be cynical.
So, fun fact, I never actually bought those type of magazines.
Oh. No Game Informers, no. Nope.
I bought some Game Informers, but most of the stuff I got was strategy guides, and it wasn't really for strategy. It was just for more game lore. So back when we were kids, games came with instruction manuals.
Yeah.
I would read those.
Yeah, they had the character bios in them, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they had pages for notes that I would fill out. Like, I still remember having a instruction manual for Mortal Kombat where I wrote down all the finishers in the fatalities.
Oh, I had that on like a notepad.
Yeah, I wrote it in, like, 'cause I had like a page for notes, and I wrote it in there.
Yep.
So review-wise, for me, it was more word of mouth than anything. So I was like super poor as a kid, and all my friends would get stuff before I would. So a lot of my games were hand-me-downs, where they would beat it and they would give me the games.
Yep.
And then as I got older, I never really read reviews. It was all word of mouth still, even as I got older. I still remember in college, I kind of played Warcraft 2 a bit, but not enough to really know what I was doing. And then a friend of mine, actually my roommate, had Warcraft 3 and was obsessed with it. And I got into Warcraft 3. And same thing with Counter-Strike. I never actually played Counter-Strike before. And then a bunch of friends of mine were doing it, and then I got into it.
Oh my God. My roommate played Counter-Strike, and it was so fun to watch him rage playing that game.
Yeah. And then I got into World of Warcraft. But yeah.
For me, my metric's simple, right? After the kid's asleep, I've got maybe 90 minutes to play. Can I pick up?
You fall asleep on the couch.
Right. Can I pick up where I left off and stop when I need to without punishment? That's the test. It's that simple these days at 44 years old, right? If I could tell younger gamers one thing, if any of you are listening, FOMO is fleeting. Graphics only shine when the game is good, and you vote with your wallet. Trust patterns, not promises, and trust yourself more than any review.
It's funny that you mentioned pick it up and stop whenever you want. The one of the main things I look at now with games is, can I pause it?
No kidding.
And that came about with World of Warcraft and my wife, because she would be upset that I couldn't pause it to ask me something or want to do something.
Man.
So it's quite funny. So if you're looking for our other content, GamerDad Bob and myself, you can catch GamerDad Bob on Twitch and YouTube under the same name, posting GamerDad Rule shorts, GamerDad Rules of Thumb, some Pendragon content, which is a Magic the Gathering format that uses a commander, which is a common, and a legendary equipment, which could be a rare, doesn't have to be rare, and then everything else is common. And you can catch myself, Jesse Hoagie, also on Twitch and YouTube under the same name, where I mostly play Marvel Snap these days, and sometimes I play Magic the Gathering. Bob and I will do our Sealed Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done a couple shorts on YouTube, but I haven't really gotten into the swing of it like Bob has.
Yeah, I have my Pendragon deck of the week just dropped. It's Poison Dart Frog and Mask of Grizzlebrand.
Ooh, I love Mask of Grizzlebrand.
I do too. It's so good. It's a fun one. So, Jesse, any words of wisdom this week?
I do. Remember, in a world full of game reviews, sometimes the truest wisdom comes from ignoring them completely. Play what you want, love what you love, and don't let a stranger with a username like XX SaltyCritic420XX decide your happiness.
Those are good words to live by. Hey, be awesome out there, and we'll see you next time.